Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Morning Fog with Dr. Mark and Liz. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
I am absolutely extraordinary. It's a great day to burn off some of the fog and help to see clearly and avoid some of the shoals. You know, I think you've got a great topic to bring to us today.
This is something that I'm very passionate about, and I know you are too. And it's the topic is trust the process. And I know, and you know, everybody hears it and people see it places, but do people really understand what it means? And if they understand what it means, do they really trust it? You know, I've seen it driving down the highway on a big billboard, just said, trust the process. I don't know why somebody paid for that, but either way, I saw it. Um, my kids all used to swim, and on one of the competitors' t-shirts it said trust the process. So what does trusting the process really mean, and why is it important? Trusting the process is a way for us to accept that the outcome isn't immediate. It's not about the outcome. We want the outcome, and you need to set goals, and that's super important, but there's a process to get there. And all you are focusing on, if your eye is only on the prize, then you are going to be very resistant of all the steps that are required in order to get to the prize.
You
So
know,
trusting the process allows you to almost in a sense take control of the fact that the prize will come, and it will come when it's supposed to happen, but not necessarily as fast as you want it.
if you think about it, we are born and it takes years for us to grow, to mature, to become adult sized, etc. Well, we have dreams. And if your dreams are the way they should be bigger than life. They should be amazing. And how do you achieve those dreams? Well, you have to grow into the person who's able to be and fill that dream. That dream doesn't fit you today. You have to grow into it. And you have to allow yourself the time, the space, the process to become that person who can live, who can stride into the greatness of those dreams. And most of us want to have something done. I'm a big guy. It didn't take me a month to put on extra weight, and it's not going to come off in a month. We have to realize it. So, as we're doing something, we don't think about it, but then we want to change and we want it done immediately.
Mhm.
There's a process to both sides, and we have to understand that and settle back into it. So I love the topic you're bringing to us, Liz.
So I love what you were just talking about, in a sense, being a big guy. Trusting the process allows you to stay motivated. So if you are a person who's looking to lose weight, for instance, we'll just say that, expecting to lose 30 pounds in, a week isn't going to happen. So if you trust that there's a process to losing weight and that you have to stay committed and that there may be setbacks, and that's okay, because when you have a process and you're trusting it, it keeps you motivated. And it also helps you not be discouraged when there is a setback, because you have this understanding that it is a process. It also helps you develop patience, which, again, going to a person who's looking to lose weight, you need patience, because we all want immediate results. We all want to be able to look in the mirror and be that picture of what we imagine rather than what we are today. Part of trusting the process, and weight loss is a fantastic example, is that we've all seen those people, or maybe it's you, who decided that you wanted to lose weight and you wanted to lose 15 pounds, let's say. So you just cut everything out, and you cut your calories in half, and you just yada, yada, yada. And all of a sudden in a month, you've lost 15 pounds.
Well, the same thing goes for, and I'm not a runner, but I've had friends of mine who've set a goal of doing a marathon.
Yes.
Sorry.
But let me just finish the 15-pound before you go to that.
Hmm.
What happens to a person who loses weight too quickly?
Well, they get sick and it goes
Or,
right back on.
and it goes right back on, and then some, because they didn't trust the process. So yeah, go with the marathon thing. But it's really important that people understand what we mean by trusting the process. It does involve patience. It
And,
it's
and
important to understand that.
And it's not only patience, but it's actually the process. So again, I've seen friends of mine who decided that they wanted to run a marathon.
Mhm.
And there's this certain prescribed way, and obviously there are probably many, but there's a certain prescribed way of training for a marathon where you don't run a long distance every day. Sometimes you're running shorter distances, sometimes you're running sprints, sometimes you're running longer distances, and you build yourself up. And after so many weeks or so many months, you actually hit the marathon length. The fact is that it is not just putting the time in, but it's following the process, it's following the steps to be able to move forward. If you follow the same amount of time, but you simply do things chaotically, randomly,
Mhm.
you actually won't achieve your goal. So you've got to trust in the process. You've got to settle back into it, give yourself the time, but also follow that process, that paradigm, that recipe. Sometimes in life, you're not given one and you have to come up with it yourself. That's okay. But don't abandon it after a day or a week, and see, adapt, overcome, hone it. But the fact is that whether you need to come up with the process or there's a prescribed process, you need to follow it and give it the time, as well as, in a sense, the respect that it actually has because of the power within that process.
Yes. So, what are some of the benefits? We've mentioned some of the, let's just sort of list them so everyone can really understand. Some of the benefits of trusting the process are increased motivation. Trusting the process can keep you motivated. I've watched it with my kids in the pool. They want to get a certain time for, let's say, the one back, and they have to practice and train in order to get to that time. You don't just get there. And so therefore it is a process. That's what the training is for. But then that keeps you motivated because you start to see the results. You start to shave time, and then there's where the motivation is. Another thing with trusting process, it actually reduces stress and anxiety, because when you trust the process, you're most likely going to be okay with what the challenges and setbacks can be. You're going to expect that they're going to be in there, and you're not going to be thrown off your game when they come. You're going to be prepared for them. Again, we talked about this improved resilience. People who trust the process develop resilience because, again, in the process, there are going to be setbacks. That's just way, it's like life. But if you can trust it and know that they're going to come, be ready for them, then you're more resilient to handle them. I mentioned this in the beginning, a greater sense of control. When you're trusting a process and you know that things are going to land as they land, then you have more in control of your goals. You're not feeling like you're at the mercy of external situations. You're feeling like you're doing your thing, and you're going to get there, and you're in control of what you're doing. Just like, going back to my kids, they're in control of what they do in the pool. And you have better long-term outcomes. Trusting the process can lead to better long-term outcomes because you're more likely to stay the course, even though the challenge is. And then ultimately just developing that patience to stay persistent, to know that it is a process. Be patient. You're going to get there. Don't give up on your goals. Your goal is the important thing. The outcome is important. It's all that stuff that you're doing in between to get to that outcome. That's where the growth is. That's really why we have to trust the process, because in the process, you're growing. So we are passionate about this topic. We absolutely hope that you got something out of this today. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. But just remember, when you're going about your day, whether you have big goals or small goals, just trust that there's a process to meeting them. They're not going to be immediately accomplished. There's a reason for that, but you will get there if you focus on trusting the process.
Always. Awesome topic, Liz. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Mark.
Bye now.